I always say this, especially at a very difficult time, that facing the Muslim Ummah globally. At that time was dark, gloomy, and confusing. We have to stand up clearly and announce our ideology, our message, and showing them our mission. We just recently produced a book, which was a conference, 3 days conference, 2022. We changed it into a book. The conference was called The New Dimension, the New Dimensions with S, of international humanitarian work. It's for sale now, but in Arabic. It talks about something outside the traditional dimension of humanitarian work, which has been created by the people who started this movement 100 years ago from the West. We have to add new dimension to it. In 2006, we invented a new terminology to counter humanitarianism. If you go back to humanitarianism, it relates to the human as the source of knowledge. For humanitarianism, so the human is the source, the legislator is the human, the judge is the human, the lawyer is a human, the jury is a human, and the perpetrator are human, and the witness are human. Our new terminology, which I wrote it 2006, it's called, anybody linguistically savvy here in this room? Specialized in languages? Criticitarianism. What? I'm not joking. Criticitarianism versus humanitarianism. Criticitarianism, the originator is the creator, and it talks about creatures. So the legislator is the creator, then the human could be anybody else under the creator. This is our new philosophy of thinking. We have to change the definitions and bring new definitions that belongs to us. We followed definitions of others for hundreds of years. Thank you. Enough is enough. At this time, when it's dark, make adhan. Because Fajr, adhan comes at the time of darkness, not after the sun rises. When it's dark and gloomy, announce your adhan. And we're looking about the new dimension. We're still working around the horizontal traditional dimensions of criticitarian work. Criticitarian work, humanitarian work. You got it, my terminology? Humanitarian, criticitarian. Humanity, criticality. Humanitarianism, criticitarianism. Are you confused? If you are confused, it's not actually, I'm not going to be sympathetic with you. Because in Malaysia, one of the most high-tech country in the whole world, if you are confused, the problem is with you, not with me. Seriously. Yeah. Seriously, because the amount of investment in education system in Malaysia for the last 50 years was extremely high level, more than in most of the Arab and Muslim countries. That's why the younger generation came to become professors now. I was meeting the students of the 80s who were doing the master and PhD in the UK. Now they are professors or retired. So come back. So the horizontal growth which they led us to function in the horizontal growth of humanitarian work, in our humanitarian work. It's not only going to be horizontal, it's going to be vertical and multidimensional, including diplomacy, including philosophy, including values, including culture, including media, including drama, including art as a part of humanitarian work. Not only what has been taught to us by others, but what we need to make, because we believe in that. So the horizontal is when we talk about the regional, the local, the international. So what? This is old-fashioned now. But talk about now the vertical, intellectual growth of this kind of sector. We cannot tolerate it anymore that we don't rise up beyond the sky. But the sky is not our limit. The sky is our beginning. And this is in our Christianity, and our Christianitarian, and our Christianitarianism. You got it? Yes, come here. Where she come from? Where are you from?
I'm from Kajang. Yeah.
I'm from Kedah. No.
You're from Kedah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Penang?
Yeah.
Penang?
No, I'm not Penang.
I'm
but
Penang.
You're Penang. Okay. Then we can be neighbors.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Are you a TV presenter?
Sorry, say again?
Are you a TV presenter?
No, I'm volunteer for some relief.
You look like TV presenter. That's her, this is her vertical growth. When a Christianitarian man like me discover the talent in you. But if I'm a humanitarian, I'll make you a volunteer. But now because I am Christianitarian, you don't understand Christianitarian.
Sorry.
You don't understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I understand. You mentioned that if you're a military, you will see me as volunteer. But if you're different, you will see me.
Different called Christianitarian. I'm trying to confuse them.
Yeah.
Because we have to redefine the definitions. If we always go horizontal, we'll become traditional.
Yes.
We have to go vertical. Others are vertical, and they impose on us their culture, their philosophy of thinking, their values, which we take in when they fund our projects. We call it donors' culture, donors' value, donors' philosophy of thinking. You want to take my money? Follow my culture. And this is the horizontal imperialism of whatever we call it now, humanitarianism. Thank you. So when we come back, the component which can make our vertical growth symmetrical is the presence of young people in the organization, male and female. Those will make us growing symmetrical, vertically and horizontally, and multidimensionally. The organization who does not have young people in it is dying organization, not vibrant organization, is not going to make the impact on the society, is going to act traditionally and work slowly or go slowly till somebody else will become ahead of it. This is the young women and young men are the guarantor of the symmetrical growth of any organization. The second guarantor is engagement with the local community, empowering the local community, taking the wealth from the local community. All the local communities, whether they are refugees, marginalized people, Poor people are so wealthy, but we do not look at them this way. We look at them sometimes miserably. Oh, they are not educated, but they have knowledge. They are not educated, but they have history. They are not educated, but they have culture. They are not educated, but they have value. The culture, the value, the history, the knowledge, the experience are the foundation of the vertical growth, which is the intellectual growth. Following others or following the flow of others make you to go horizontally as much as you want, but does not let you to go vertically, intellectually. Because it needs the power of the community. It needs the power of young people. It needs the power of empowerment. It needs the power of engagement. It needs the power of creating young leadership. This is how Malaysia came from the 70s, and with this investing in education, with the vision of the first few prime ministers to make Malaysia nowadays. One of the leading countries of the ASEAN. It's not just a meal of luck or a good number. No, it's a process of investment in education, knowledge, teaching, learning, creating this kind of experience, multidimensional experience, and empowering the young people. This is the message for today. The message for today is not how much money we raised. So what? How many are we? 50 million, 100 million, 200 million. So what? It's how much are we utilizing our brain. How much we are discovering our intellect inside ourselves. Each one of us is equal to each one else. But some of us, like you, are very hard workers to keep discovering the talent in yourself so you can be more productive, more dynamic. Others, like myself, have the same talent in myself, but I'm lazy. I don't discover what I have in myself. I became underdeveloped and you become developed. This is the difference. Because Allah created us equally and put all this kind of talent inside us. Some of us discovered it and they worked very hard, did not sleep, make efforts, spend their time and their wealth and everything to discover, to try to help. And others became lazy. Because there is no poor nation and rich nation. We are all rich. But the richest are the ones who are actually discovering the wealth underneath their feet. Water, oil, gas, diamond, gold, uranium, underneath our feet. And every country, there is no country have a poor soil. There is no country that does not have resources. Because Allah created us and knew that after 100, 1,000, 1,000, 10,000 years, the number of people living on this piece of land will need the wealth underneath their feet. But some of them tried their best, take it out. Some are lazy. So they become poor, others become rich. Some educated, others become non-educated. Here's the message for us. Why I'm wearing this flower? My first visit to Malaysia was 1995. I came to raise fund. I was with Abim, with young professional woman who took me around. I was shocked. I never been taken and driven by a woman in my life. But the Malay woman drove me around till after midnight. My God, a bit shy. Very powerful. But this is nearly 30 years ago. I came here to stretch my hand. for help. I'm not ashamed of myself of stretching my hand. And the same year, I went to Yemen for Bosnia, for Srebrenica massacre. The same year, I went to South Africa. Same year, I went to Latin America because we had shortage of funds because of my mistake. I was overspending without having good finance department. It was my mistake. So sometimes the sister introduced me as or as. I'm not as or was or is. You know the English? You know as, was, and is. What is the common among the same? The S.
S was and is.
Yeah.
So it's like the conditional time.
No. My philosophy is the S.
S.
As, S, is, S, was, S. It means nothing. Don't follow me. Otherwise you'll be confused. Keep away from me. So when I came here, it was my mistake. Because this year was very memorable year for me. Because you go to Yemen, you go to fundraise from Yemen. Must be crazy. You go to South Africa, you go to Malaysia, you go to Latin America in the same year. And this is where we stuck to find a way out to open the doors for new avenues. Alhamdulillah, we opened the office after that in Malaysia 7 or 10 years afterwards, 2002, 2000. But the vision, as Dr. Ali Hassan was talking about it yesterday with Nametun Mahathir at that time, is Malaysia should be producing the new, in the good old days, humanitarian ambassadors, and my terminology, humanitarian ambassadors, to represent Malaysia, not on the diplomatic or political, but on the humanitarian field. Humanitarian, humanitarian. You got it? You are humanitarian. Humanitarian. Anyway, we did not add it to the dictionary yet. We came here with this vision. You young people should be the new ambassadors, the new vision from Malaysia, the new vision for the multi-cultural Malaysia, multi-faith Malaysia, what else? Value Malaysia, multi-dimensional Malaysia, multi-historical Malaysia. Do you value yourself? Do you value what we have here in Malaysia? No. If we value that, we would not have been sitting here. We would have been leading not only the whole region, but we could be leading maybe the whole world. Because what you have is not easily found in any other cold democratic country, or advanced country, or big country, or rich country. You manage to live as a country of multi, to be one, not divided. But sometimes in different areas, the country of one is divided to multi. Clear. Sometimes my English is not English. That's why I failed my MD miserably, because my English was very bad. They failed me, then I succeeded afterwards. I never succeeded from the first time. I always fail. I am a failing man. Falling man, I'm a failure. You got it? So don't stand next to me, otherwise you fail. So here, actually, the challenge is to have either to create the challenge, anticipate the challenge, and meet the challenge. We cannot live at any part of the world without being challenged. So we have to be ready to face the challenge, to create the challenge, or to anticipate the challenge. If we live in our cocoon, in our ghettos, we'll never think about the outside world. We're always living in our comfort zone, while everybody else is ahead of us. Islamic Relief Malaysia has a great role to play, and it must play it. It must play it, whether we like it or not. Come on, sir. Brother, thank you. Come on, brother, thank you. You are here to make the change. And now we make Allah witness that He is promising us. We are here to make the change. We are here to be the leaders. We are here to create the impact. We are here to industrialize the sector. We are here to produce young, qualified ambassadors for Malaysia. Not only in Malaysia, but for the whole region. And this is your role.
Yes.
Especially if you go to the Hajj.
Yeah.
He made Hajj 40 years, or 40 times, or 50 times. He must have a lot of dimensions in you. And this man is very resourceful.
Yeah.
Push him
I
to
will,
the end
I
of the
will.
cliff,
I will.
and he will bring you back with him. So here's the time. With the new leadership, we have to keep creating new leadership. With the new culture, we have to be creating more culture and new culture. With new philosophy of thinking, you have to create more philosophy for the other people to think about you. We have to make Islamic Relief as an industry of Christian field, in the Christian field, because humanitarian field is out of date. Because we believe in the field that refer back to the Creator, not to the field that refer back to the human being, to the creature. You are a creature, but He is the Creator. And He is the industrialist. You are the industrialist. You create the industry of vegetarianism in the whole area. May Allah bless you. Thank you very much.
We are more than welcome. So the first question that I have with me at this moment, charity usually focusing on helping the oppressed. But in Islam, in order to stop a war, we also need to educate the oppressor so that they can stop hurting the oppressor. So as like this term humanitarian leader, I just read the questions here. As humanitarian leader, what is your opinion on this?
Advocacy as a word mentioned in the Quran 3 times. Had. Advocacy is what you're talking about. It should be a part and parcel of the humanitarian or the vegetarian work. We cannot just keep giving hand out without standing up for the rights of the people who pay our salaries. Most of our salaries are paid by, not most, all, paid by the orphans, the widow, the displaced, the refugees. And here is the message, sister. If I don't stand up for the provider, which is Allah, who provide us with the money, which is the right of the poor people. So my standing up now is in the respect of those who gave me my salary. My salary is paid to me by the fund of the poor. We are the employees before our employer, which are the poor people. Their employer of us is not the chair, is not the CEO, is not the donor. It is the poor young boy and girl. It is the widow. It's the displaced. It is the raped woman who are in agony, which has been attacked. All those are our employers. Here, if we feel that, we'll create the advocacy stand for protecting and preventing this to happen. If we learn from Syria crisis, over the last 12 years, most of the international humanitarian fund was given to the people as humanitarian response fund, not resilience, not building community, not building capacity. And the Syrians have been crying by telling the donors, stop giving us food baskets. We are able people. Let us start doing something for our community. The donor was saying no. You know why, sister? Because the donor wanted to create what we call it dependency syndrome.
To the government.
Creating it to us as refugees. And the dependency syndrome is a part of the colonial humanitarianism. As we go back about empowerment of local community, and judge me and judge them. What happened over the last 12 years in this area? Tens of billions of dollars have been spent. 50 or 60 billion dollars in Syria, sorry. 50 or 60 billion dollars have been spent on Somalia since the early 90s. What is Somalia? Still need a lot of work. Because we are not keen to empower the local community and let them to stand on the field. Here is your Christian dimension of your new philosophy, is to let those people to stand on their feet and tell you thank you, we can do it alone. Go somewhere else. And this exactly was the philosophy of whom? Of Dhul Qarnayn. You know Dhul Qarnayn? Yeah. He came here. Did he come to Malaysia? Dhul Qarnayn came to Malaysia? We don't know. When he went to those people who could not be able to speak a language to be understood by him, the language was translated to him by 3-4 people. And they were attacked every day or every season by the Gug and Magog. That's right. First thing Dhul Qarnayn did, he discovered their local resources. He told them, look at the mountains, they're iron. Atuni Zubar al-Hadid. We should be like Dhul Qarnayn. Discover the local resources of the local communities, number one. Then to engage them with us in building the wall. That means that we have to transfer the intermediate technology to them to enable them to stand on their feet. Atuni Zubar al-Hadid. And they stood with him and he taught them how to melt the iron, how to melt the copper, and how to make the alloy. Any chemist here or any scientist, professor, don't tell me there's nobody. What are you? You're a professor of what? Huh? Engineer. There's no metal. Anyway, he empowered the local community to build the wall. He showed them their local resources. He discovered the local resources for them. And this is our first document which I wrote for I left Islamic 2008, the dimension of international humanitarian work by Dhul Qarnayn. Go to the Quran to dig to the depth of the wealth of the knowledge in the Quran. It's there. Whether it's scientific, whether it's moral, whether it's historical, whether value-based. It is there, or linguistic. So come back to answer your question. Yes, we need to stand up. We need to have somebody who is specializing in advocacy and human rights. Stand for the people and to give the rights of the people to the right holders. Right holders are the new name of beneficiaries, because we do not call them beneficiaries anymore, and stop calling the poor people or the widow or the orphans or the refugees beneficiaries. They are the right holders, because this is a right and we are holding it for them.
Sister Samsoha, she is a volunteer of Islamic Malaysia. So she asked, is there any advice from you for young volunteers so that they can better contribute, inshallah, for young volunteers, because you work with volunteers for a long time.
Yeah. In the journey of my life, I divided into 6 stages, thinking retrospectively. After I became a teen, or 15 years old, the first stage is you have to work extremely hard to seek knowledge and seek experiences. From the age of 15 to the age of 35, whatever it is. You become like a sponge, absorbing every knowledge that you have. Then, the second stage, you became like a wake-up caller, because you have the knowledge and you have some experience. You start to wake people from their sleeplessness. Second stage. Third stage, you should become like a blending mixer. You mix. When you want to make cake, you get milk, you get sugar, you get butter, you get egg. Oh, sorry, thank you. You get eggs, maybe some water, and mix it. So it became the mixer. Because you bring all the young people around you to mix their ideas and to produce a new product. So the fourth stage, after being mixer, you produce a product actually which is the idea of the young people. Then when you are in the fifth stage, when you listen to the discussion of the young people, to try to reshape their ideas and make it more applicable and give them the leadership. This, now I'm 60 or 70 on the fifth stage. On the sixth stage, you became a prophetic community worker, or what we call it, النبي المجتمعي, community prophet, not heavenly prophet sent by God. You can prophesy to what will happen to the community, because you have seen it over the last 40, 50 years. Your prophecies is for the future, so you become a reference point at the age of 70, whatever it is. Then, after that, you act like a clown. I said, clown? After becoming a prophet, community prophet, become a clown? I said, yes. Because my journey started at the age of 15. Now I have to go back to the age of 3, 4, 5, 6 to talk to them, to make the animal voices, meh, to make the songs for the children. Because I have to complete the whole cycle from the age of 15 to the age of 75, then go back to the age of 3, 4, 5. So I can go and talk to your grandchildren to attract them, because they are the future generation. So prophesying for the future does not stop you from acting like a clown when you talk to the little ones, like I've been talking to them yesterday, today, and to my grandchildren, to any child on the street. If I can draw a smile on the face of the child who was 4, 5, or 6, I am successful. Not because you became a community prophet, you only talk to the elderly, you become a big man. No, no, no. You have to go back to test yourself. So at the end, come here. As a young volunteer, don't stop working to learn, working to get experience, working to be corrected, working to fail, then you succeed again. Then you succeed, then you fail again. So what? Failure is one of the signs of your success. Nobody done it without failing. And don't be having despair and losing hope, because losing hope is not a part of Iman. It's not a part of Iman. You got it? So if you want to succeed, don't stop learning. That's why the first verse upon the Prophet ﷺ, first word was Iqra. Iqra. Say it. Iqra. 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 Iqra means seek knowledge. Because Allah and Jibreel alayhi salam knew that Muhammad does not read and write. But he's telling Muhammad to seek knowledge. For you, keep seeking knowledge. And there's no end or boundary of ceiling for knowledge. Because the source of knowledge is there. And what you find, something in the ground, is I'm not knowledgeable. Keep learning. Okay? Are you satisfied?
Yeah, I'm satisfied.
Can you send the check for me? The check? Where is it?
So where is it?
Check.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hani. So knowledge, wake-up call, mixer, idea, listen to discussion so you can reshare again, make it applicable to this new leader, then become your community prophet, and at the end become a clown in
I am a clown now. Very happy to be a clown.
and inshallah to the younger generation, to the
That's
children.
right.
Inshallah. Thank you so much for sharing. Next questions.
Oh, alhamdulillah. Get the sisters first. Now, sister, you encourage them to speak.
Assalamualaikum.
I understand.
I'm representing the people here. This is our question. How do you see the role that women play in Malaysia in the area of criterion as compared to women in the other countries?
Woman is a woman, whether she's in Malaysia or in Europe or everywhere. Women have certain criteria different to a man. And I'm telling you, sometimes I become very rigid about which role should be played by women. Psychosocial support should be given directly to women because she is dealing with very vulnerable community. Okay? Orphan and widows care should be given exclusively to women. This is my own opinion. I'm not just saying this is an Islamic opinion. After seeing how people like men abused the young girls at the time of displacement and the refugees from the time of Bosnia when we started to learn, I said, no way that you lead this department. Should be a woman. This is exclusively for women. Psychosocial support, orphan and widow. Even interviewing those displaced families with a woman living in a tent should be a woman going to the tent. Maybe a man can accompany her. But there's many roles for the man to play. Here, the empowerment on the criterion value, not this kind of gender inequality, which is sometimes means nothing. You know why? Because women had some certain criteria. She does not have them. Men do not have it. Women look at different to the problem. I need three components in the organization. Young men who are energetic and dynamic and with the power of their energy. Woman, which reflects the mercy, the love, the emotion, the care. And elderly men represent the wisdom. I need the three to be in the organization, not only one or two. We're not giving you your right because we give it to you. No, because this is your right. Because this is your right by Allah who created you differently to us. Okay. We are not the same. You know what? When my children were young, I was asleep snoring, and my wife was awake, hugging, cleaning up, not sleeping for a day or two, because the baby is not feeling well. But I go out, I meet my friends, I come, and she's still suffering. But this is her kind of wealth that Allah has put in her. So we have, to employ the wealth that you have to become the right that you will have to save the community that we're trying to address the problems. So we're not giving you something from us. The nature that Allah has put in you has to be applied. So there's no difference between a woman in Malaysia, a woman in Egypt, and a woman in UK. The woman is a woman. The mother is a mother. The auntie is auntie. The daughter is a daughter. It's the same. Thank you. So this is your right. Take it and stand up for it. Don't let anyone take it from you. There's some sister from you. Oh, this is God. No, this is this sister in the house. And then we'll make you the last.
You can ask them again.
First, because for me, my feelings of gratitude for having here with us, because I've been wondering about this creature, extinguished creature, named Dr. Hanyamana. Okay, hearing about you from the first 4 years that I've been here with Malaysia. So congratulations for the 40 years of the establishment of the NGO, Alhamdulillah. So my question is, Alhamdulillah, we've been the icons in Malaysia, for Islamic Relief Malaysia, but sometimes I feel, personally, failed to become a good icon for Islamic Relief Malaysia. And in a way, I feel like I'm fairly new, and the organization for not fully utilize the exposure that I might have. So maybe you can give words of encouragement for us icons to be better doing our job in conveying the work that Islamic Relief is doing worldwide. So maybe that we don't feel like we're a real failure in doing our job as icons. Thank you so much.
Icon, which is communication. Huh?
Influencer.
Or not just communication.
No, ambassador. Ambassador using their influence.
Ambassadors. So you are the ambassadors. Okay, fine. Oh, fine. So now you are ahead of me and you're ahead of the time. Alhamdulillah. If you want to become an ambassador, you have to understand the message that you are to deliver to the people. This is number one. You have to believe in the message. This is number two. Actually, you have to show humility when you convey the message to others. You have to have the moral value of the organization and the moral value of your deed, the religion. You have to be confident in yourself. No matter what they call you, because of your code of dress, because of my color, because of my broken language, I have to deliver. You have to be confident. You have to believe that you are going to do your duty and the rest is for Allah. But you do your duty first, then Allah will decide. Allah might not decide that the fruit of your work will come at your generation. It might come later on. Or He is deciding that the fruit will come instantly for you. It's not you. What you need to do the work and do it perfectly and sincerely. These 5 or 6 points is the foundation of success. You have to believe that you are servant. You are servant. You are servant. You are, if you want to become a leader, you have to serve. If you can't serve, you can't lead. If you want to lead, you serve. And you serve anyone and everyone. You become a listener, not an orator or a speaker all the time. And when you listen tentatively to anyone. That's why the Prophet ﷺ was pulled back by young children or women. Even, you know what? At the time of the conquest of Mecca, he was stopped by a woman called Khawla. The 3 Khawla. One is the Khawla of the argument, the chapter of argument, Al-Mujadala. One is the Khawla bint al-Aswar, who liberated her brother from the Roman. She was a fighter. And she was riding the horse and fighting. And she managed to liberate her brother from captivity. The 3rd Khawla was the one who stopped the Prophet ﷺ at the time of the conquest of Mecca, and he left everybody around him and sat down for an hour to talk to this old, frail, poor woman. And all the leaders of the tribes in Mecca and army and others, who is this woman? Who is this woman? Who is this woman? At the time of victory, he told them she was a friend of Khadija. He had the respect of his partner, which is Khadija, the respect of his first supporter, the respect of the one who was the backbone of his mission. Because she was there at the psycho-social work. Come on, my darling. And she covered him. He was sweating, coming, shivering, shaken when he saw Jibreel alayhi salam. Could not be able to speak. Who stood behind him? It's a woman. She's a woman called Khadija. Here is the role of woman in Islam. Don't come and tell me Islam is a unisex. Don't come and tell me Quran is for the Muslims. Quran is for humanity. Quran for everyone. Bring the treasure of Quran to be seen. Make it to be seen by everyone and anyone. Don't hide or bury the treasure in the Quran in a shelf, on a shelf, or in your front room or back room. And this is where, if you want to become an ambassador, look at your leader. Who is your leader? Sister, if the Prophet ﷺ, as you are standing and the Prophet next to you, and he's looking at you, yes, thank you. You are representing me. You are representing me. So you have to respect your leader, and you have to stand up for the quality of your leader, was Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just to conclude this question, once upon a time he was saying to his companions, "Man hum a'badun nas," who are the most worshipping people for creation of Allah. They told him, the angels. He said, no, the angels have been created not to make a mistake. They told him, the prophets. He said, no. The prophets have been created by Allah, supported by Allah. Then they told him, us, your companions. He said, no, I am amongst you. When you need any knowledge, I give it to you. He said, khalas, hands up. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who was those? He said, those people who received a book. Give me the paper. Who received a book made out of some papers and believed in every letter and every word of such a book without seeing me, without being with me, without listening to me, without actually accompanying me. It's you. If you have this responsibility at the back of your mind when you are an ambassador, you can't sleep. You can't sleep. And when before you speaking, you have to try to weigh every sentence, every word, every letter in your speech. So Prophet ﷺ is talking about people received a book and believed in me. The action of each one of them, including you, sister, is equivalent to the action of every 50 of his companions. And this is you, Miss Ambassador. Ambassadorship is not about a title or a star or a logo. It's about responsibility. You want to become ambassador, you have to be responsible. There's no ambassadorship without responsibility. Yes, sister? Thank you. Take your book back.
Inshallah, for the last question from the
This man has been asking me questions for the last 3 days. He roasted me, grilled me, and boiled me. And he skinned me.
Inshallah. Echoing to one of your main points that you covered for 3 days, I think people in this hall are on the corridor of power. So maybe we can make some changes in Islamic illumination or another institution. So the points were the success be defined as regeneration of leaders, and the reality is we have the old master and the talented ones, the younger ones. However, the never-ending dichotomy or never-ending debate were to bridge these two generations. You have told me before how you managed to bridge these two generations and then produce homemade CEO of Islamic League worldwide and some of the other countries. Maybe tonight I would like to have your stories about how you produce your golden team. Dr. Hadi.
This is another talk. Are you staying till tomorrow? I think, to be very honest, we started the journey at ad hoc. No planning. Even we don't have any vision. No funding, nothing. No office, nothing. But we were driven by the weight of our mission without even knowing what mission is about. One word was help, help, help. Okay? And at this time, which I call it the founder syndrome. The founder syndrome could be positive or could be destructive. When the founder stays, does not want to leave, he destroys the organization. When the founder leaves the space, he gives the space, he leaves his place, sorry, he gives the space to other people to grow. Each one of us has to leave, and before leaving has to prepare. To be a part of our job description is to train people in-house while you are in the position of leadership. Don't become a consultant after you retire and start to train people. they don't have authority. They might listen to you, might not listen to you. But if you are like Brother Shukr, in position over the coming 3 to 5 years, he will bring handful or a dozen of young, qualified, trained, experienced young people as leaders. It's very important that leadership creation is happening, will be happening when you are in position, you are having the authority. This is number one. Number two, we were working 24/7. Now, and we know technology. No technology. We tried to read, to walk, no cars, no telephones, no office. No, we didn't have cars. Maybe you're not in Birmingham. You're not in Birmingham. You were. Did I have a car in the 80s? I didn't. I bought my car, my first second-hand car in 1995, something like this. We used to take the buses, the coaches, train, or walk. Is how the effort planted the seeds at the backyard of every street and every avenue. Because the sweat, because of the rain, because people saw you as an ambassador sister standing in the middle of the rain with an umbrella. They still remember these days because you travel to a very difficult area, shoot to kill area in Bosnia or in Chechnya or Afghanistan, and you risk your life without risking your life, actually, without being in the front line. You will not become an ambassador. Ambassadorship is a complexity of the process of the industry of creating an ambassador. This is how to become an ambassador. All these sort of things, brother, will let you to stand on a solid ground, solid foundation. Why people give money to Islamic Relief? In spite of the fact that some of the opponents say Islamic Relief take about 20%, 30% administrative cost. When we used to discuss this, our philosophy is and was, declare your admin cost and tell the people who say zero admin, they are liars. And if they want to chase, come and chase me. Come and see me around. I will sort them out. Mention my name to them. Nothing is for free. Nothing is for free. In spite that they tarnish the Islamic Relief, make rumors, still people give Islamic Relief, does not give to them. Because honesty is a key for success. Yes. By the way, Haji, you give me this 100 lira, that's not you. Anyway, you think this 100 lira, which is the cost of a sheep, will jump from your pocket and travel to Pakistan to buy a sheep, and the sheep will kill itself, the skin itself, and the bone itself, and jump its meat into a sack, and the sack will tie itself and go to knock at the door of the right holders and tell them, here, I am the meat for you for eat. This is no admin cost, because your money will fly, and the sheep will die, and the meat will fly as well. It's a joke. Nothing is for free. That's why Allah said al-amilin alayha in zakat. Allah employed those people who collect the data for zakat, register the data, classify the data, make the analysis, then distribute the money, then make a report about the quality of the people before and after. Nothing is for free. So up till now, Brother Haris, Islamic Relief income is double or triple the rest of the organization in UK. When I left the Islamic Leaf, brothers and sisters, it was 90 million, the global income. Last year or this year, it's 276 million for the HQ. Maybe you add more. Per pound, yeah, not ringgit. You can add maybe 50 or 60 or 100 million extra from different offices. So from 90 million in 2008 to nearly 350 million or 400 in 2024. Because the space was left to people who became more media savvy, high-tech oriented, but still having the same mission. To conclude, don't surrender yourself to technology. Use the technology, but don't be abused by technology. Don't surrender yourself, Sister Loya, to working from home. Working from home does not create leadership. It creates shadows. It creates robots, not leadership. Don't flatten your intellectual capability by relying on AI. Mr. You are engineer, huh? You are engineer. You know the AI? The AI will write for me, will think for me, will do everything for me. Looks like a drama. I respect the technology. As I was saying yesterday, maybe some of you know one of those novelists in Egypt, and his name was Tawfiq al-Hakim. Maybe in the 60s, he was warning us about the technology will make us like robots. This is 60 years ago. And it's making some of us like robots, unfortunately. Don't become a robot. Be a human being. Be humanitarian. Get out of your humanitarian side to surrender to the creator of the humanitarian philosophy. And this is the answer for you. Are you happy? Sure? Shall we go home now?
Thank you, Dr. Nawana, for answers to all questions. And thank you everyone for your insightful questions.